So it looks like Billy Joe Saunders and Chris Eubank Jr. are all set to have their rematch on June 27th at Upton Park. For those of you who are not from the UK, Upton Park is a football stadium. And I think it has a capacity of about, what, 35, 45,000, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it's a big venue. I doubt they'll fill that out. Now, this rematch, to me, was always going to happen sooner rather than later. Simply for the fact that Frank Warren, who joint promotes Eubank Jr. and completely promotes Billy Joe Saunders, he don't have many ticket sellers. And he's running a business at the end of the day, and Box Nation ain't doing very well. They're turning a very, very small profit. So it was always in his interest to try and find a domestic rivalry, something which could sell him a lot of tickets and, you know, boost the subscriptions to Box Nation. So here we go with the rematch. Now, as I said in my post-fight video after the rematch, as far as I'm concerned, Chris Eubank Jr. froze. If you wanted an example of a fighter freezing, show them the Billy Joe Saunders, Chris Eubank Jr. first fight, because he showed all the telltale signs of freezing. In the first 6 rounds, he wasn't throwing any punches. His corner was screaming at him, throw punches, throw punches. He couldn't throw any punches. The guy just froze. This is what happens with inexperienced guys who are not used to dealing with pressure at a certain level. They just freeze. Like, they can't bring a performance out of him. When he started throwing punches, his technique was completely out of the window. And again, that's another thing you see. You know, like, if anyone that's been involved with amateur boxing like I have, when you see these young kids go in there, they'll be in the gym sparring well and their technique is all good when they're sparring and they're on the pads and everything's cool. But once they get up there in the ring in front of their friends and the pressure's on, all their technique goes out the window. Some of them find it difficult to throw punches, and when they do start throwing punches, their technique's all over the place. And you're thinking, hang on, you've been sparring with perfect technique in the gym and now you get in the ring and you're swinging like a girl. What's going on? It's because they freeze. Their emotions get to them and they revert back to their you know, the state they were when they came in the gym first day. So he froze in the first fight. In this fight, I can't say that Chris Eubank Jr. is going to win the fight, because Billy Joe Saunders will have definitely learned some things about Chris Eubank Jr. in the first fight too. So strategically, he might be able to improve from the first fight. But what I will say is Chris Eubank Jr. is going to be better in this fight. I'm absolutely 100% certain of it. He's going to be better in terms of his technique, because in the first fight, all he was doing was just swinging a right hook and a right uppercut. That's literally all he was doing when he started throwing punches. This time around, I think he's going to hold his form and his technique together much better. May not necessarily win him the fight, but I think he's going to look much more polished and professional this time around. And I'm expecting a good fight. It might be a little more tactical. It might not quite be the brawl that it was in the latter stages of the first fight, because of the fact that I think Eubank Jr. will hold his technique together a bit better. But I still anticipate an interesting match. You've got 2 young guys, 2 fiery guys. So, you know, particularly Billy Joe Saunders, he's fiery, and Eubank Jr. is fiery in the ring at least. So I'm anticipating a good match. Let me know in the comment section below what you're expecting from this rematch and who you think is going to win. I'm going to make my prediction video closer to the fight after I've seen some of their training footage and stuff like that. So let me know how you feel. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.